Hello everyone, this is our 11th class of income tax and today we are going to start with additional conditions to find out the residential status. In previous class we have started with second unit, that is exempted income and residential status. We started with the second part, that is residential status. Before we start with the additional conditions, let us have a look at what we have learnt in the previous class. So, what is residential status? The residential status of a person depends on the number of days of his stay in the country. Therefore, how many days a person has stayed in our country determines the residential status of a person. And the concept of residential status has nothing to do with nationality of a person. As we have discussed in the previous class, suppose I am born in India. That doesn't mean I am resident of India. I will be called as resident of India only when if I stay number of particular years or days in country in the previous or preceding previous year. Next, residential means living place in the country. So, it is all about living in the country. Types of residential status. Any person can be either ordinarily resident, not ordinarily resident or non-resident. To identify whether a person is ordinarily resident, not ordinarily resident or non-resident, we have two conditions to check. So, we have two conditions. First one is basic conditions, second is additional conditions. Let us revise basic conditions first and then start with the additional conditions. So, what are the basic conditions? First basic condition is an individual has been in India for 182 days or more during the previous year. If a person has stayed in India for 182 days or more during the previous year, then he is said to be satisfied first basic condition. Second basic condition, he has been in India for 365 days or more during last 4 preceding previous years. What are last 4 preceding previous years? It is from 1516 to 1819. And what is our previous year? It is 1920. So, year before previous year is preceding previous year. As our previous year is 2019-20, our preceding previous year will be before 2019-20. That is 18-19, 17-18, 16-17, 15-16, etc. So, our 4 preceding previous years are from 2015-16 to 18-19. If a person has stayed in India for 365 days or more during last 4 preceding previous year, plus the second condition is he has been in India for 60 days or more during previous year. 60 days or more during previous year. That means what our previous year is from 1st April 2019 and it ends on 31st March 2020. During this period, he has been in India for 60 days or more. I hope you have understood this second basic condition, that is 365 days in 4 preceding previous year plus 60 days in previous year. If he stays in India for so much period, then he satisfies the basic condition. So, our basic conditions are, one is 182 days during previous year. A person has been in India for 182 days or more. Second is he has been in India for 365 days or more during 4 preceding previous year plus 60 days or more during the previous year. Coming to next part, additional conditions. We have 2 additional conditions. First one is a person has been resident in India at least 2 out of 10 previous preceding years. That means Out of last 10 preceding previous year, as we have calculated 4 preceding previous years, you are supposed to calculate last 10 preceding previous year, and out of those he has to be resident in India at least for 2 years. What does resident in India means? If any of the basic condition is satisfied, then it is called as resident of India. If Mr. X has satisfied one of the basic condition for 2 years out of 10 preceding previous years, then it is said that he was resident in India for at least 2 years out of 10 preceding previous years. Second additional condition is he has been in India for a period 730 days or more during 7 previous years preceding the relevant previous year. That means out of 7 preceding previous year, a person has been in India for how many days? For 730 days. Total he has to be there in India for 730 days. Not necessarily at a stretch he has to be there in India. I hope you are getting. Suppose in first preceding previous year he has stayed only for 10 days. Second preceding previous year he has not stayed at all in India. Third preceding previous year he has stayed for 200 days. Fourth preceding previous year for 300 days. Fifth preceding previous year 200 days. Sixth not even a single day. Seventh not even a single day. Okay, that means the number of days stay in India need not be continuous. Okay, so out of 7 preceding previous year he has to be in India for 730 days or more. That is the second additional condition. Coming to next part, residential status. A residential status, it can be either ordinarily resident, not ordinarily resident or non-resident. So how to identify or how we get to know that a person is ordinarily resident, a person is not ordinarily resident or a person is non-resident? Based on satisfaction or fulfillment of basic and additional conditions, we conclude whether a person is ordinarily, not ordinarily or non-resident. Let us understand how the residential status is determined based on the basic and additional conditions. To be called as an ordinarily resident, a person has to satisfy at least one of the basic condition and both the additional conditions compulsorily. So, to be called as ordinarily resident, we have 2 basic conditions, 2 additional conditions. If a person satisfies any one basic condition, what are basic condition? Either he stays in India for 182 days or more in the previous year, or he stays in India for 365 days during 4 preceding previous years plus 60 days in previous year. Any one of the basic condition is fulfilled, plus both the additional conditions are to be fulfilled. What are the additional conditions? Resident for 2 years out of 10 preceding previous years. Second additional condition is in total 730 days out of 7 preceding previous year he has been there in India. So both the additional conditions compulsorily he has to fulfill, and any one basic condition if he fulfills, he is called as ordinarily resident. So who is ordinarily resident? Any one basic condition but compulsorily both the additional conditions, then a person is known as ordinarily resident of India. How to determine whether a person is not ordinarily resident? To determine if the person is not ordinarily resident, that is, if he satisfies at least one basic condition and one or none of the additional condition. Pay attention here. He has to fulfill any one basic condition, either 182 days in the previous year or 365 in 4 preceding previous year plus 60 days in previous year. Any one condition. any one basic condition and one or none of the additional condition. Suppose out of additional condition he satisfies any one, fine. Even if he does not satisfy a single additional condition, still he is called as not ordinarily resident. Why? Because he has fulfilled one basic condition. So who is not ordinarily resident? A person who satisfies one basic condition and one or none of the additional condition is not ordinarily resident. Coming to third one, how to determine whether a person is non-resident. To determine if the person is non-resident, he need not satisfy the basic condition itself. If a person fails to fulfill basic condition itself, he neither satisfies first basic condition nor satisfy the second basic condition, then he is considered to be a non-resident of India. Who is non-resident? The one who fails to satisfy the basic condition itself. Suppose if the person has satisfied both the additional condition, it is immaterial to us because the person has failed to satisfy the basic condition itself. Additional conditions are checked only if the basic conditions are satisfied. When a person fails to fulfill basic condition itself, there is no need to check if the additional conditions are satisfied or no. So today's class, we have learned the additional conditions. There are two additional conditions. First one is the person has been resident in India for at least 2 years out of 10 previous preceding years. It can be any 2 preceding previous year. And how a person is known as resident? If he fulfills any one basic condition in 10 preceding previous year. And the second additional condition is he has been in India for a period of 730 days or more during 7 preceding previous year. And as I have told you, the number of days need not be continuous. Okay, out of 7 preceding previous year, in total he has to be there in India for 730 days. So these are the additional conditions we have seen. We have also revised the basic conditions, and based on checking the basic and additional condition, we conclude a person is either ordinarily resident, not ordinarily resident, or non-resident. When a person is ordinarily resident, if he fulfills one basic condition and both the additional conditions. One basic, 2 additional is ordinarily resident. How he is not ordinarily resident? One basic condition plus one or none of the additional condition. Only if he fulfills the basic condition 1, then also he is called as not ordinarily resident. Non-resident, if a person fails to fulfill the basic condition itself, then he is called as non-resident of India. I hope the basic, additional conditions and determine the residential status is understood by you. Next class, we will come with another concept of residential status.